They're sending girls to outer space. Billionaires got to first base. Gonna take a fancy tour, but only if you're filthy rich for sure. 'Cause only the rich girls go to space. Only the rich girls go to space. Only the rich girls go to space. 'Cause only the rich girls go to space. Gonna wear your astronaut suit, but you can't even parallel park. Girl, we're gonna teach you how to fly a rocket, and you're gonna fly it to the moon. 'Cause only the rich girls go to space. 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 And now I can only think of one rich girl that's gonna go to space. And that girl is you, honey. That girl is you. And I wanna say that I'm gonna go to space with you. And I'm gonna go to space with you. Gonna wear your astronaut suit, but you can't even parallel park. Girl, we're gonna teach you how to fly a rocket, and you're gonna fly it to the moon. 'Cause only the rich girls go to space. Only the rich girls go to space. Only the rich girls go to space. 'Cause only the rich girls go to space. Gonna wear your astronaut suit, but you can't even parallel park. Girl, we're gonna teach you how to fly a rocket, and you're gonna fly it to the moon. 'Cause only the rich girls go to space. Gonna wear your astronaut suit, but you can't even parallel park. Girl, we're gonna teach you how to fly a rocket, and you're gonna fly it to the moon. 'Cause only the rich girls go to space. Now I'm gonna only think of one rich girl to space with you. Kate Perry went to space. She was getting on the spaceship with her girlfriends. Oh, oh, oh. And then they blasted off. Yeah, they blasted off. And then they were floating around. And they were like, oh, wow, this is so much fun. Girls. Oh, 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 oh. But you know what? They didn't really go to space. It was a big conspiracy to make them feel special, because they're just a bunch of narcissist ladies. Katy Perry and her lady friends. Oh, they're all floating around and they think they're space, but they're not. Because it's a big conspiracy. It's a big conspiracy to make them feel special. Oh, oh, oh. Katy Perry and her lady friends didn't really go to space. It was a big conspiracy. And then they were floating around, and they were like, oh, wow. And then they blasted off. Yeah, they blasted off. And then they were floating around, and they were like, oh, wow. And then they blasted off. Yeah, they blasted off. And then they were floating around, and they were like, oh, wow. You know what? They didn't really go to space. It was a big conspiracy. Oh, oh, oh. Oh, oh, oh. Her lady friends, oh, they would go to space. It was a big conspiracy. Oh, 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 oh.
This is a Dissident Media production. DissidentMedia.net.
In a world where everything sucks, two men have the balls to laugh at it. This is The System is Down.
Happy Friday morning, everybody. It's a beautiful one. Not only is it beautiful outside, but it's beautiful in space. We've got bitches in space, y'all. Lady bitches in space. Let's go.
It's a big club, and you ain't in it.
Today's episode is brought to you almost entirely by you guys in the Downers Club. And I know there's a couple people whose names aren't on this list yet. I'm sorry, but William Ogle, Searcher, Nathan Gall, Keno over Gilda Kate, John Winchar, Bob Seaford, Drugs for Robots, Autumn Pangea, Carolina, Abrogate Dees, Kimberly, Brian, Zanger, JC, Silas, Joey, Perry, Adam, Donald, Matt, Ozma, Taz, Danielle, Sean, Stoney, Heffalums, SDG, Van Zott, Stefan, Javari, Craig DeCosta, Tim Brown, Howie Stone, Nathan Saps, Mary Rum, Justin Linsky, and many, many more. If you want to get your name on that list and have it read incorrectly someday, go on over to patreon.com/The System Is Down, where you'll get more weird, more raw, more offensive, more weekly, I can absolutely say weekly content as of late, because we are back in action with the weeklies, and I think we're going to keep that trend going today. So if you want to hear us rant about things like libertarian drama and other dumb shit that doesn't fit here into the main episode, then go join the Downers Club at patreon.com/The System Is Down and get the more spicy and sometimes less important news, but we make it fun in our own way. And when I say we, I don't mean just me. I mean me, Jesus, who's with me always, and of course, the one and only Confetti Ready Dave Casey. Dave, how's it going, man?
What's up, dude? Back in the morning / PM. When you say morning, you mean corn time, but the world goes by Eastern Standard Time, bro. It's the fucking afternoon.
It's 11 a.m. here. It's 11 a.m. here,
right.
where it matters.
It is your show, so I will let you have that one. Corn time.
That's right. That's right.
And I've allowed myself a third cup of coffee today because we're doing a show today. But
I haven't had a third cup. I just had one cup with 4 shots of espresso in it, so that should do.
Oh,
yeah,
that'll do it.
My lovely lady made it for me. So it is Easter weekend. Happy Good Friday and all that. Or something. I don't know when things happen. But yeah. What's your plan for the weekend? You've got the day off today, I guess. That's why we're here, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. What is that? Is that
Yeah.
your only plan for the weekend to celebrate Easter? Just hanging out with me?
That, and I'm gonna smoke a shit ton of weed on 420. Like I'm 25. I'm gonna roll blunts, bro, and smoke blunts to the head.
I definitely have a sound effect for that somewhere, but I can't find my sound effects. I was gonna go for that. That'll work.
Pew,
A
pew.
little late.
You gotta
but,
be able to. You gotta be able to pume.
You absolutely do. Yeah. I'm gonna be hanging out with family, extended family tomorrow, and yeah, that's it. Just hanging. I think on 420, I'm probably gonna clean out my garage.
Yeah, but that's Easter. Are you gonna have a ham or something like that?
Oh, we're having good food tomorrow. All day long tomorrow. We're celebrating on Saturday mostly, and Sunday we're gonna go to church with my parents, and then we're gonna just probably come back and chill for most of the day. And again, thinking about cleaning out my garage, because here in the small town, this tiny little town that I live in, we have city cleanup twice a year, where you can just put all the shit you want out at the edge of your road, and they'll come around and clean it all up for you. So, gonna take advantage of that.
That's why we pay taxes. Enjoy it.
That's right. Also, next weekend, I will be at the Libertarian Party of Wisconsin convention. If you are in the area, go there. I will not be speaking or any of that stuff. I will actually be running their live stream, and I have ramped up my setup for that, so it's going to be a good time. I will be distracted throughout Saturday, but hang out and grab a drink on Friday night. We'll be there, me and my wife, and yeah, Saturday, I'm sure during the day there will be plenty of time to chill and chat as well. So if you're in the Wisconsin area, come hang. I don't know what all they've got planned, but I know that I will be there, and that is enough for me. Now, we got to talk about some news, because there's so many things going on in the world today. First and foremost, I did want to mention, I've talked about game night. Me and my son do game night on this channel, usually every other week, a few times a week, and we started a new game this last week that I didn't know existed, and I thought it was worth a share. Have you ever heard of the game Goat Simulator 3, Dave?
No.
That is the proper response, and it is really something. So this game, I think it's worth a mention because it is the most random nonsense of all. It's basically Grand Theft Auto meets like Assassin's Creed meets like The Sims meets Farm Simulator or some dumb shit. And this is somebody's like whacked out high invention. And yeah, I'll just play a clip of it.
Come here, you.
Useless. You can like get weapons and lasers and why am I on this one now? Why am I here? Where's my camera? There. Perfect. No Dave and everything. Whatever, we're switching places for now. But yeah, this game is like the most random high nonsense, and if I understand correctly, after doing a little bit of research, I found out that there actually wasn't a Goat Simulator 2 even. They're just like, let's go straight to 3 just to be random as fuck, and it's a great time. So if you guys want to check that out, even if it wasn't my son and I there laughing and making dumb jokes, that game is entertaining as hell. So check that out. Be on the lookout for game night whenever we do. But in other news, shit, let's see. Let's go with, I also did think it was worth a mention. We do have a comment on this Goat Simulator 3. I can't get it to focus for some reason. Nope. It says, thank you for sharing such valuable information. Just a quick off-topic question. My OKX wallet holds some USDT, and I have the seed phrase. And then they give their seed phrase. I don't know what they took away from Goat Simulator 3 that they thought was such valuable information, but they're willing to give me their passphrase to their wallet, so their crypto wallet. So if you are interested in getting scammed, you can go to the comment section and go give that a shot for yourself. Now, let's talk about real news. This is some interesting. You heard about the new Minecraft movie, Dave? Have you heard about that with Jack Black? Oh, Dave, did you say something, Dave? Are you muted, Dave? Oh, oh, maybe it's just the early thing, early in the day.
Oh man, yeah, you caught me on an early day, bro. Oh,
that's all good.
that's a good jam. Thank you for making that brief.
My wife said I'm making a ham, so. I don't know if she means right now. She's just giving the update, or if that's the plan for tomorrow. But she is making a ham, and ham is always welcome in this house, being not Jews or whoever. Anyway, Minecraft with Jack Black. You got what do you know about this movie, Dave? Anything?
No, I don't know much about. I know that game's just like the kind of mixed bag of all games, and just a big old mess. And it's just I already have ADD. Like I don't need. That kind of shit. It's not for me. And it's just Jack Black just seems to deteriorate and just get worse with time.
Sure.
But I'm glad he's still making $1 bajillion.
Yeah.
Doing the same shtick.
Well, this movie faced a little bit of backlash leading up to it around the same time that Snow White was, but this one wasn't as much for like wokeness or anything. It's made by the dude who made like Napoleon Dynamite and the other ones that he made, the other two awkward, funny movies. He made this. Yeah, that was one. And so this has a lot of silly, random humor to my understanding. My son went to see it in theater. But yeah, there was a lot of people who were skeptical on some of the visuals and things going into this one. But then after Snow White tanked so damn hard, it seems like everybody's just lining up to love this movie. And I'm kind of glad. But there's something. Have you heard about Chicken Jockey, Dave? And I'm sorry to any of the parents who just got their living rooms destroyed by that trigger phrase being uttered, because apparently in this movie, I don't know the reason or if there's a backstory. If any of you have kids, I don't think my son knew, and he's a avid Minecrafter and saw the movie, and even he was like, I don't understand. So at some point in this movie, Jack Black utters the phrase chicken jockey, and there's something going around that's causing the kids to have an interesting reaction to the phrase chicken jockey. Okay, so the gunshots were added. If you look on Twitter, I just pulled up a few of them. Some of them have been amped up to make them look worse. But when Jack Black says that, everybody jumps up and screams and like throws popcorn and runs around and takes their shirts off and loses their mind and shit. Just cause. All I can figure out is it's either just cause or MK Ultra shit trigger word or something. And I mostly say that jokingly. I don't really think it's that. Here's another one. Let's just see. This kid's losing their minds.
Did that toy just come out and like snap his neck, like the little thing, the video?
No, it jumps on it.
What's happening there? Okay,
he just pulls its head back. He's on it, and he's going to ride it around, I believe, as a jockey.
Okay. And yeah, what is this?
It's just I don't know. If I'm taking off my conspiracy cap, I actually hate/love this at the same time. Like if I was a theater worker or a parent of one of the kids that was there, or if I was there trying to watch the movie, I'd be like pissed that they're completely ruining the theater, ruining my experience and all that. But there is a part of me, there's a teenage boy in me that in a time when nobody can agree on anything in the world and everything's so divisive, everybody's just like, here's something random and stupid and we're all going to go shit crazy when he says that one line. And there's something about the teen boy camaraderie of just being like, all right, you guys ready? We're chicken jockeying this thing. And yeah, I kind of enjoy it as long as it's nowhere near me. But it could also be an MK Ultra mind phrase that snaps people into a stupor. That is a possibility.
Well, that's what I want to know. Is that a pre-existing phrase? Is it an internet meme that the kids like the? Is it organic? Like, how did this happen?
I have no idea. Questions. And as far as I can tell, it wasn't even like if it was in the game at any point in time, it was never like a prominent point that anybody even knows about. I don't know. I could be wrong, but just thought it was worth a share. I do like that, Snow White lost $1 gajillion, and now we've got Minecraft, just people going nuts over random shit and just having fun. If it was their house, great. I enjoy seeing the kids all having fun, watching just some dumb fun kid show, movie, whatever. But keep an eye on your kids. If they start acting weird, just whisper chicken jockey in their ear and see if they do anything. They might be programmed. But we're gonna move on. Speaking of movies, here we have the director Chris Columbus, director of the Home Alone movies, said once again he is unhappy that he put Donald Trump into his movie. He says, I wish it was gone. I can't cut it. If I cut it, I'll probably be sent out of the country. So he's so terrified of Donald Trump, a guy that was in his movie, a guy that he must have been friends with to some degree at some point to put him in his movie. And yeah, he's afraid that Trump's going to deport him if he cuts that out of the movie.
I think that they wanted to use the hotel. And he was like, well, you can put me in the movie. That was the deal. Sense. Which, man, that time-traveling motherfucker, he really thinks ahead of the curve 30 or 40 years.
This is going to piss him off in 30 years.
Exactly.
Yep.
He knew.
It seems like it's at least once or twice a year that it comes up that the director is mad that Trump was in the movie, or Disney is pulling Trump from the movie, or something. Like, as far as I can tell, he's still in the movie. I'm pretty sure, I think Disney, for Disney Plus, took that scene out at one point and then put it back in because people were mad. But, bro, that's like a 40-year-old movie. Move on with your life and make something that doesn't have Trump in it, or cry on the internet for attention.
Yeah, and stop. I hate this. It's one of the things that is an effect of, everything's just streamed. But I hate that art is never complete
right
now. Like, you can't get the original nobody can watch the original Star Wars because, they edited it themselves a couple times. The studio probably hacked it. Disney Plus gets a hold of it and like gives their version. It's like, yeah, I don't know. I don't like that trend.
Fucking George Lucas, bro.
Shake my fist at the sky. Yeah, exactly.
Yep. Now, speaking of Trump, not everybody hates Trump these days. Some people still like Trump. Some people like Trump a lot. Some people love Trump. Some people might be in love with Trump. Some people might worship Trump. Here's an example. So this is clearly some sort of worship service where a woman is frantically worshiping while painting a picture of Donald Trump staring at a cross on a steeple with what seems to be a sky on fire behind him. I don't know if that's exactly what she was going for with the imagery, but that makes sense too. But what do you think about this, Dave? You're not a staunch Jesus person, but does this rub you the wrong way for worship service? I don't know. To be clear, I don't know what the event was that was here, but clearly this is some sort of American evangelical gathering, and there's worship music playing, and her interpretive art piece is to paint Donald Trump as though she is having an emotional, spiritual experience.
Yeah, powerful material there. The music. If you're Trump, I mean, this is all like so meta to the larger conversation that we have on this show. But yeah, of course, the evangelicals are going beyond lionizing and like just making a direct, like one and the same. Like that God is working through this person.
Yep.
Who is obviously imperfect and, you know, maybe even, you know, as we've said, serving darker forces.
Sure.
But, you know,
It's
trust the
certainly
plan,
possible.
I guess, man.
Yeah.
Certainly possible.
Either there are some darker forces or something involved, or I don't know, God's got a weird sense of humor these days with all the not blowing people up and stuff. I don't know.
You know, devil's
We're back
advocate.
to the Old Testament
you know,
God, I suppose.
Trump just knows, you know, big numbers with the evangelicals. Big numbers. So, like, it's just say whatever it takes. Whatever it takes, that's what I'm saying. So if he wants to come out and go, you know, I tell them that the Bible, it's my, or no, Art of the Deal is his second favorite book because the Bible is his first or whatever. Like, that's just...
My second
He'll just
favorite
say
book
that.
is a book that was written by somebody and my name was on it. It's my second favorite book right
Amazing.
after the Jesus autobiography.
Right. Oh, do you have a favorite passage? No, I like them all. It's all
2
they're all great.
Corinthians is what he said at one point.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. He's a big Bible thumping, Jesus fearing man. We all know that. Or it could be that, you know, he's a politician just like George W. Bush who's gonna blow up brown people for Jesus because he said it. He said that he's a God fearing man. So it must be all good things that he does because he's a Republican. He drops the Jesus bombs instead of the Satan bombs that those evil Democrats drop. They're only bad when they drop them, as we all know. Now, speaking of, I don't know, whatever it takes, I'm going to say it. Our friend of the show, or coward of the show, Dave Smith, has made some news over the last week. If you haven't noticed, like if you have literally not turned on your computer or phone over the last week, you may not have noticed that there was a debate. Now, had we recorded this episode on Wednesday, it would be almost entirely about this, and I'm kind of glad we didn't, because now it's Friday, and I don't give a fuck about this debate, and I'm really tired of hearing about this debate, but we haven't talked about it. You and I haven't even talked about it in private, so I would like to chat about it just briefly, but this Dave Smith, Douglas Murray on Joe Rogan debate that has been all the buzz, with one side saying that the other side is stupid and doesn't know how debates work, and the other side saying the other side is stupid and doesn't know how debates work. And coming away from this, it seems that everybody's mind was completely changed, and we came to new conclusions or whatever. Now, Douglas Murray, my brief recap: Douglas Murray was an asshole who doesn't he knows how to debate. I won't say he doesn't know how to debate, but it's very smarmy tactics, and it's all on full display in just the first 45 minutes, as everybody's talked about. If you're not an expert, you should not speak on things, but you can speak on things. Obviously, you can speak on things. Obviously, you can, but you shouldn't. And why would you have on these people who aren't experts to speak on things? It was just maddeningly stupid, and Dave Smith, I think, handled himself pretty well, and he had a whole lot more reasons to back up his claims than Douglas Murray did. Douglas Murray's entire premise seemed to be that Dave Smith was not qualified. So, okay, and that's about it. Now, the entire internet blew up and has been talking about it nonstop ever since, and I was kind of waiting for there to be something else to talk about, which is why I'm really glad that bitches went to space in the meantime to give us something more interesting to discuss. But did you catch the debate, Dave? And what did you think?
I caught lots of clips on Twitter, and I listened to about an hour and a half. So I have more to go. But yeah, I got some opinions of that guy. Not terribly unique ones.
I don't think there is a unique opinion at this point, because the extremes of both sides and everywhere in between has been discussed ad nauseum for 6 days.
Yeah, man, the world is split between comedian podcasters and gay British Zionist journalists. There's just that's the binary choice. You're either with us or against us.
And ironically, the gay British Zionist journalist is the one that a lot of the neocon, like, boomer conservatives are leaning towards instead of the Jewish comedian. I don't know. I don't know. I didn't know Douglas Murray before this. I know that everybody knew Douglas Murray before this except for me, but I had never seen him, heard him speak or anything. But yeah, it was just British asshole speaks British assholery, and it's basically if Gordon Ramsay was in a debate about something that he wrote a book on but didn't. I don't know. What did you think of the whole? If you've never been, what? You've never been? God. How can you talk about a place if you've never been?
That's what I'm saying. I can't believe they sent in that guy to try and convince people. I don't know, because I just can't relate to that in any way. And it did come off as completely disingenuous. Like you tried to set him up for this thing, knowing full well that one, he's never been, and it makes no fucking. That's not an argument.
Right.
I found him very, granted, comedian podcaster team. I found him very unimpressive.
Yeah.
So far, I know I probably have half of a debate to go.
Oh, it doesn't get better, Dave. It's fine.
Terrible.
Yeah. Just a lot of, like, if you speak slowly enough and you do it in an authoritative, condescending douchebag way and say things like, what? And, oh, God. Oh, really? That was the majority of his arguments, was just rolling his eyes really hard and being like, oh, you stupid peasants. Like, okay, well, like, even if he was right, who wants to listen to that guy give that information? But he wasn't right, and he's just giving the information in a way that makes him seem as though he's saying things. But if you actually break down a lot of it, he's not saying a whole lot other than, no, I am here to tell you that you're stupid, and you're hiding behind the fact that you're a comedian. Like, Dave has never used I'm just a comedian. As far as I've seen, he doesn't lean on, well, I'm a comedian, so therefore I don't know things. It's more of, well, I'm a comedian, so why the fuck do I know more than you, quote-unquote, experts about these things? And if he does lean on it, I mean, he is. He is just a comedian who knows more than most people on these certain topics and more than a lot of the quote-unquote experts on these certain topics. So, I don't know. I don't want to spend too much time on it. I do want to play this Doug Murray versus Doug Murray video that the Good Morning Liberty guys put out. Have you caught that one?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It's a great clip.
Great job.
Yep. I find this to be way more entertaining than the actual debate at this point, so we'll watch this and move on.
Have you been to the crossing points? I really resent that form of argumentation. When were you last there at all?
Sure.
I really resent it.
You should at least do the courtesy of visiting it.
This is not an attractive invitation.
I think it's a good idea to see stuff, particularly if you spend a career talking about something.
I have the right to talk about whatever the hell I want. And no one's going to stop me or try to intimidate me. And I think that if I said to somebody else the other way around, it would be equally reprehensible.
I have a journalistic rule of trying never to talk about a country even in passing unless I've at least been there.
If I said, shut up, you have no right to criticize anything that Douglas Murray says because...
Hang on, you're talking about crossing points. And not only have you never been to a crossing point in either Egypt or in Israel, but you've never even been to the region.
Okay, it's not an exact comparison, but seriously, is that a reasonable form of argument? No. In that case, nobody can talk about anything. We might as well pack up, go home, and isolate ourselves.
If you're insisting that you're an expert of some kind, or not claiming you're an expert, but still talking about it, if you've never seen any of this going on.
I mean, there are some people who've written about there are people who've written about the Holocaust who didn't experience the Holocaust and have written about it better than people who did.
But that is a different matter from spending an awfully long amount of time talking about an issue in a region you haven't even had the courtesy to visit whilst developing all of these views about it.
This idea that the lived experience has to triumph over everything else is not always correct.
Should at least know what it is, what the territory is, what the situation is in the region.
So there's an irony to this, but let's skate over the irony.
Well done. Great edit, y'all. Great edit. Yeah, it was, I don't know. Have you been following this James Lindsay fella, Dave? Have you been paying attention to him lately?
What
He's like my new Harry Sisson at
that
this
guy
point.
is.
Harry Sisson
let's
hasn't been
do that.
posting enough.
Let's replace Harry Sisson with James Lindsay. We should have a segment for that. Dickhole.
It's pretty easy to do. James Lindsay's whole shtick, and he's really, really, really proud of it, is calling people the woke right. He has coined this term, the woke right, and he uses it to refer to anybody who is not completely sold out for Israel. It's basically his way of calling you a racist, but not just any racist, a very specific, special kind of racist that is worse than all the other kind of racistnesses. And he calls you the woke right if you disagree with him. Now, if we recall, the woke left was all about calling people racist if they didn't agree with your political points, your wars, your Ukraines, your borders, or what have you. Calling people racist for disagreeing with you is the entire premise of the woke shit. Well, maybe not the entire, but a very large part. Holy shit, what is happening? Okay. It was, the whole thing was, you're a racist if X. Stop, motherfucker.
This is great. Wrestling with your fucking AI camera
while trying to make a point is fun. Oh, yeah,
great.
There we go. Let's flip it around again. Cool. The Osmo Pocket 3 is not a sponsor of this show, ladies and gentlemen, but it makes a great web camera when it works. And when it doesn't, you get this. But entertaining either way. Yeah, James Lindsay has been going on this tirade. Now he's spent the entire last week attacking Dave Smith for being woke right and not being Jewish enough or something because he doesn't support Israel the way James Lindsay would have him do. And it's amazing to me just the level of hypocrisy, dishonesty, and just, giving if I give the most benefit of the doubt that I can, this is just stupid and self-unaware to be using this phrase in this way because it means the exact opposite. But I guess the entire point of the woke shit is to invert words. And that's literally what James Lindsay is doing with the word woke. Well, the word woke was initially to mean you're awake, you're alert. And then people overused it to the point that it became this everybody is a racist, everybody's a transphobe, whatever, Nazi shit, whatever. And now James Lindsay's like, yeah, that was all stupid, wasn't it? That was cultural Marxism. But now these guys don't agree with me. So, they're woke too. They're woke, and I'm going to call them racist because that can only be the motivating factor for why anybody would not support the government of Israel bombing Gaza. Dave, what are your thoughts on the new Harry Sisson, James Lindsay?
Yeah, like James Lindsay and Douglas Murray, like I'm not saying all these guys are assets of a foreign intelligence agency, but I'm going to act as if they are.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Because they're like that Tom Woods quote, right? I don't know if the New York Times is a CIA organ, but how would we tell the difference? So like,
Right.
I'm just going to assume that what did we talk about last time? Tim Pool Dave Rubin, these guys sitting down with, the fucking butcher of Palestine. Like, okay, all right, is that what we're
Also,
doing?
Dave
Just
Rubin
move-
had Douglas Murray on his show right after and just, jerked him off the whole time.
Of course, because they're going really hard. I was just talking to my buddy the other day. I didn't do this research. Somebody on Twitter did, but there's an account called Insurrection Barbie. That this guy was making the case like this is most likely an intelligence asset, only a couple years old account, well beyond 1 million follows, has averaged like 390, 400 posts per day since, because why
As
not,
you
right?
do,
You just care about making America great again. That's all. That's all it is. Okay. Getting
300
shared by
posts
Elon.
per day.
Averaging,
she's
dude, like
putting them out?
390.
That's
But
not
like people have
possible.
made that. Well, people have made that because it's a team of people. Like
Sure.
they say, J.K. Rowling and other
Okay.
authors and stuff have been teams of people, or like an operation.
Sure.
Like these are influencing operations.
Yeah.
So I'm not saying I can guarantee that Douglas Murray is, though, as somebody in the chat said, your wife. Yeah, literally wrote the book, Neoconservatism, Why We Need It. This guy's been on the wrong side of history since this beginning song, like, in a world that everything sucks. This guy's been wrong about all the reasons that shit sucks right now. All the worst wars, pushing them. And you can just
But he's
assume
been there,
you want
Dave. He's been, and you have not been.
Right. I'm exactly the expert press class. He's not there to learn. You could tell that when he was on the Rogan show with Dave. He's there to drive home a point. And
He makes
why
it sound
would
like
you
he was
do
in the
that?
line of fire too. I'm sure he went there for a couple pictures and a book tour or whatever, but and he got the guided tour guaranteed. He wasn't walking through the war-torn streets of Gaza, but James Lindsay after the debate said, or I think Dave Smith said something about Douglas being a neocon or something, and James Lindsay was like, Douglas Murray, a neocon? Niff, give me a break. Like, that was so laughable, and everybody's just like, bro, he wrote the book called Neoconservatism and Why We Need It. And I don't know, it just makes me feel like the same for James Lindsay. I don't know if he's bought and paid for, but I can't imagine he would act any different if he was. And especially for him to be so just vapidly self-unaware at best, and to be like, he's not a neocon, even though he wrote the book on why we need to be neocons. He's not a neocon. It's all dishonest bullshit, and I don't have time for it other than to make fun of it. So let's move
I'm not saying-
on. Oh, go
Real,
ahead.
real quick, I just want to say, like, this is, and there's varying degrees with these guys. They hit different pockets of appeal, but it is the Ben Shapiro recipe, where you come out and you're like, you sound super smart when you're debating, these lefty weirdos and all this stuff, and you're good on when it comes to the woke virus and all that shit, but you have your point that you're really driving home, as if that was all just done to like build up trust so that you could hammer this other point home. But
Yeah, what's the phrase for what we have accused Alex Jones of being? Like, what is the phrase for you give them a little bit of, you give them truth enough to get them in the door, and then once they're in the door, you pull the rug and give them the spin on what they're supposed to believe because they trust you.
it's not honeypot. That's what is it? Oh man, this is a Monica Perez term, right?
It's a term that I've
it'll
used many
come to me.
times, and it's not coming to me right now. But let us know in the chats in the future how dumb we are for forgetting. Whatever, it's early. It's still morning here where time matters. But we are going to take a quick break, and then we're going to talk about some bitches in space. We'll be right back. Have you or a loved one been injured by some fuck nuggets, reckless driving, a tumble at your shitty job, or some other form of dumb shit outside of your control? Well, fear not, because today's episode is sponsored by a lawyer. Lone Star Injury Attorneys is an award-winning personal injury law firm that achieves maximum results for its injured clients. Max the Axe is not just a lawyer, but a hardcore Mises Caucus libertarian and also a big supporter of this show and all of our bullshit. Max is the best personal injury lawyer in Texas, but don't judge him by his occupation or location. Max is an avid defender of liberty and justice in whatever state you got fucked in. If you've been injured and your ass needs saving, go with the pros at Lone Star Injury Attorneys. Visit LoneStarInjuryAttorneys.com or Google Max the Axe. Consultations are free and you don't pay a single dime unless you win. Once again, go to LoneStarInjuryAttorneys.com and get your ass covered.
Hey there, do you like shirts? Of course you do. Well, get a load of these shirts from dissidentshop.com. Your one-stop shop for all the latest designs that will make your friends go, oh, wow. That guy is so based, I want to be his friend during the apocalypse. Go to dissidentshop.com and wear the dissidents you want to see in the world.
Hi, I'm Ruby Wednesday, a strong, independent pup and a lifelong bitches advocate. I have a new channel where I share pieces of my life to try to help my fellow bitches cope by drawing attention to myself for clicks and validation. If you're into shows like Sex and the City, Gossip Girl, and an all-female reboot of The Call of the Wild, you're just the kind of wolf queen I'm looking for. Check me out now at Official Ruby Wednesday on TikTok, Twitter, Instagram, and all the strong bitch socials. At Official Ruby Wednesday. Go follow me and keep blocking bitches.
And we are back. Welcome back. Now, other things in the news, as we have alluded to many times here already in this episode. Ladies finally went to space. Ladies have never been to space before. We're at least supposed to believe that ladies have never gone to space. If they have gone to space, there's never been a fully manned, fully womaned space exploration mission, or at least that's what we're supposed to believe also. But those things have finally, supposedly for the first time ever, happened. And wouldn't you know it, first astronauts are people like Gayle King and Katy Perry. Who would have thought? Now, this kind of came out of nowhere. I wasn't paying attention to this at all until the aftermath started cropping up, and then last night I did a whole lot of digging into this, and it just gets stupider the more you look into it, and more laughably stupid. So that's the majority of what we're gonna do here. It starts out with, you know, their press photos in their like spandex girl boss uniforms. They can't wear the normal spacesuits. They have to. They don't need to wear things to protect them when they're pretending to go to space. They can just wear spandex so they look hot doing it.
I love this so much that you get to tell this story. Please. Tell me where they went, dude.
Oh, they didn't go much of it. I doubt that they left too far off the Earth's surface, if at all. But before we get too deep into it, Dave, what have you seen about this? What do you know? How deep have you dug?
Dude, there's no digging at all on this. I know what you just told me, that Gayle King, Oprah's lover, and
not Gayle King.
And
who is it? What's her name? Fuck.
That's it, right?
Is it? Maybe. Yes.
I think so.
Yes. It is.
I think so.
Oprah
yeah,
was
they're
there
just
crying, watching. I didn't realize
they're very good friends. Yeah, they 69.
Gross.
Yeah, but she's like as Trent Reznor would say, like, these are star fuckers. Katy Perry, and Gayle King, like, they'll just say whatever it takes. That's what they're saying. Very diverse group. Anybody else famous on there? This is pretty much all I knew, dude.
Let's see.
You gave me all the information.
We've got the astronaut crew. Astronaut, we're using that term quite loosely. We'll come back to that. The astronaut crew included Aisha Bowe, Amanda Nguyen, Gayle King, Katy Perry, Kieran Flynn, and Lauren Sanchez. I know that at least like 4 of the 6 are some sort of celebrity status. I think one of them had a history with NASA as some sort of astronautish type position, and I don't remember the other one. I don't know.
Look at the pose, dude. This is hilarious. They look like a band.
Yeah, it's like Spice Girls or Bridesmaids or something. Like, strike that pose, bitches. We're getting you up into space. I also like that their space suits have flare legs, because, you know, you can't be tacky in space. You gotta keep it extra. I don't even know what the word is. Glam for the ladies. And according to Katy Perry, they're not only keeping it glam, they're putting the ass in astronaut, which is here somewhere. Let's see. Why aren't we going to show it? Oh, The voyage, which is expected to fly just above the boundary of space and last around 11 minutes, will mark the first all-female space trip since Soviet cosmonaut Valentina Tereshkova's solo flight in 1963. So even in that, it's like, it's not even the first. They're playing this up as though it's the first. The first all-female space flight was some Russian chick in 1963, but yes, let's pretend like these women who didn't pilot this at all, they weren't allowed to fly it, they were just along for the ride, but they're the astronauts who had this groundbreaking achievement, not the astronaut who flew to space, supposedly, in 1963. The crew vowed to look their best during the short space flight, with some preparing to make sure their makeup, eyelashes, and hairdos survive the intense force needed to leave the Earth. The weightlessness of pace and the return trip home. Now, they're very upset that people are making fun of them. Have you seen anything that would cause anybody to make fun of them about this so far, Dave?
Well, based on your card for the show, yeah, the dick-shaped rocket ship and a bunch of
that's
chicks
the least of
worshiping
the
it.
problems, but
Like
yes,
maybe that.
it does look like some sort of vibrator or penis shape of some sort, full of women, and women who, for the vast majority of them, don't have any experience in aeronautics, to my knowledge, but, you know, why not send them as the astronauts? Katy Perry also said, and you're not going to be able to see this either, I'm going to get this stupid border out of here so we can see something here. Okay. Space is going to finally be glam, Perry previously told Elle magazine. If I could take glam up with me, I would do that. I don't know what that means. We are going to put the ass in astronaut. One small step for women, one giant leap for, I don't know, social media influencers everywhere. What?
I'm debating that's authenticity if she actually said that. Did she really say
if
that?
she said that? I have no doubt that she said that. I have seen it in multiple places, and it certainly rings true as something Katy Perry would say. But that is from NewYorkPost.com. It looks like if this screen capture is legit. But yeah, feel free to fact check me on that. If she didn't say we're putting the ass in astronaut, then so be it. But they did say other things. Let's see. Here's a video of them.
Thank you so much.
I don't remember which one this is. Let's find
We love you. We love you. Bring us back safe. We're so grateful. We're counting on you. We're counting on you. We believe in you too. Thank you for helping us heal. 3, 2.
Are they talking to the sky or to the rocket?
Right.
I think they're talking to the rocket and saying thank you for helping us heal. Yeah, there's the dick rocket right there.
On you. We believe in you too. Thank you for helping us heal.
They're praying to the dick rocket.
2, 1. Taking up space.
Taking up space, which is I've found through my TikTok feminism digging, is a thing that women say when they feel like they're not taking up enough space in the world. They're not being seen enough, and they need to be more bitches so that more people will. Yes, that it is a phrase that they use just on daily terms, and normal people who don't dig into feminist Twitter might not catch it, but that is their phrase for their first trip to space, is that they're taking up space. Gross. So it's already all about them. It has nothing to do with, you know, the cosmos, the universe, the galaxies. It's about us doing a thing, because we're doing a thing. Again, keeping in mind that they're not piloting this in any way. They are just along for a ride. They are tourists who are rich enough to be able to afford to tour space, or a tiny bit of space for 4 to 11 minutes, depending on which source you read. But here's a bit more.
Where's Carrie Ann? Okay, good. See if she likes it.
Showing off the fashion.
Well, they're comfortable. Okay, that's for sure.
Getting pumped, taking selfies. Oh, I like how that you have to wear aviators if you're going into space. It's just a requirement no matter what your gender. Aviator sunglasses are a must. It's just a fashion shoot. This is like Zelensky's magazine cover during the war. Especially when, women are so oppressed under Donald Trump's regime, who Bezos, coincidentally, supported Donald Trump. But Donald Trump took away all the women's rights, but now we're supposed to believe that these women are piloting this rocket ship to space, and we know that they're doing it because they had a fashionable glam shoot. Any thoughts so far, Dave?
Yeah, you kind of nailed it there, man. That's the thing that's the worst part about this. And I'm not saying that this represents women. This is bad for women. Like The View is bad for women. This is bad for women because these vapid bitches go out there and take something that's like, put aside the fact that, space travel is fake and gay.
Mm-hmm.
Let's just assume for a second, they're out there traveling the cosmos, exploring the heavens, right? Doing some like introspection and thinking about life and looking outward. Like this is such a representation of the selfie generation. Like, look at me while you should be looking at the universe. Like, it's just so it's backwards. It's the inversion and awful.
Yeah, and I've seen a lot of women feminists even like tearing them apart for being like, I mean, they throw in, oh, you're destroying the environment and you're blowing money on this and that. How much could that money go to? And also, like, they're focusing on those types of things and saying that it's not an accomplishment for women, which it's not. It's not an accomplishment for women. I can almost guarantee that the rocket was piloted, designed, created by men, at least 99% men, doing all of the work, and then some pretty ladies went and got in the thing and floated around with daisies for a couple minutes, and it's an accomplishment for women. Well, then go build a rocket, ladies. Rothmus said, this article gave me AIDS. Here's a few quotes. Let's reimagine a flight suit. These are quotes from the New York Post article. Let's reimagine the flight suit. Usually, these suits are made for a man. Then they get tailored to fit a woman. I think the suits are elegant, but they also bring a little spice to space. Simplicity was important in comfort and fit, Garcia told the Times of the suits. But we also wanted something that was a little dangerous, like a motocross outfit or a ski suit, flattering and sexy. Sanchez also confirmed that she's wearing Kim Kardashian's Skims underwear on the space flight, because that's the information that we all needed to know. What your brand of, like, $200 underwear you're wearing on the flight. In a recent interview with Elle, the 6 women confirmed they are going to space in full makeup, as you do. Space is going to finally be glam. If I could take glam up with me, I would do that, said Perry, and also declared, we are going to put the ass in astronaut. I don't know how to explain being terrified and excited at the same time. It's like how I felt to deliver a baby, the 70-year-old journalist said on CBS Morning in February. So I'm not sure which one's that. I guess that'd be Gail. Yeah, so there's also articles on their design, and they worked with some big fashion designer to make sure these were perfectly glamorous spacesuits. Nowhere in here do you hear anything about safety, protection, elements, and what we're going to do if blank. It's just, we're going to put on our makeup. Isn't that cute? And we're going to put the ass in astronaut, and we're going to do woman's stuff, which apparently that's it. That's it. That's what we're going to do. And we're going to float around a little bit and call ourselves astronauts. Now, Katy Perry also had a bunch of rambling nonsense about all the different symbolism. Now, there are the conspiracy theorists out there who think all of this symbolism probably has some sort of other meaning. There are, non-conspiracy theorists who watch this next clip and think, the best that I can do is say, who gives a shit about any of this stuff? But she's going to pretend like this is some sort of spiritual endeavor or something before she goes and prays to the dick rocket, because there's a feather and there's a tortoise, and those just happen to be very relevant to her.
T-minus 1 day before I get to go to space. I think if you know me, you know that I'm always looking for little confirmations from the heavens, from my guides, from my angels, from my higher self. You know, when I ask for it and I'm open to it, it's pretty loud. So when I was invited to come on this voyage, I looked up the capsule, and the capsule on the very front of it is the outline in the shape of a feather. And when I saw that, it was like a total confirmation, because my mom has always called me Feather. And so I'm in space training today, and it's, you know, there's a lot to digest. We're almost finished with the day, and they show us the capsule, and we have run simulations in another capsule and tested the noise and what to expect and all these different things. And they reveal the capsule name, and the
Okay, I haven't listened to this that closely before now. She just said, what did she say? What to expect? And it was like noise? Those are the things we need to prepare for?
things. And they reveal
Run.
in another capsule. Finished with the day, and they show us the capsule, and we have run simulations in another capsule and tested the noise and what to expect and all
Tested the noise. What does that mean? Tested the noise? Like on the sound stage? What do you mean tested the noise? And if we were, she makes it sound like they just like walked past this capsule for the first time and they're gonna go get in it and go to space tomorrow. There's not like, do you remember back in the day when we were supposed to believe that NASA was real, and we watched like as kids them like going around in their the thing that flips them all over so that they can get used to the G-forces and all that, and how big of a deal it was, how scary, how dangerous. And now they're just like, well, we went into the capsule and we tested the noise. Okay, tested the noise for what? For how loud you can scream inside this thing and have people still believe you're in outer space? How loud the air conditioner can be blowing and not be picked up by the microphones? What are we talking about? But and if we were going to the capsule for the first like simulation experience and we were testing anything, I feel like if I went through an entire simulation experience of going to space, my takeaway wouldn't be we tested the noise, because I feel like you'd be testing a hell of a lot more than how noisy it gets in there. But what do I know? I'm not an astronaut like Katy Perry.
these different things. And they reveal the capsule name, and the capsule's name is Tortoise. A wave, just the most energetic wave, just shot through my body, and I was like, whoa, what? This capsule's name is Tortoise? My mom calls me two nicknames.
What are the odds?
And Tortoise.
Oh, man.
What?
Is there a third nickname, Dick Rocket? Because that would be really oddly coincidental, too. If your mom also calls you Dick Rocket sometimes, which would still apply and make a lot of sense. Any thoughts on Dick Rocket Turtle Feather, Dave? As her Native American name?
Look, I don't think that her mom ever called her Feather or Tortoise.
I don't either.
That sounds highly unlikely.
Yep.
Also, we should not forget, just to, like weave it all together. We started with some like heavy evangelical shit in the beginning of the show, and that's where she comes from. And she famously said, like, she's, could have been speaking in jest, but sold her soul to the devil. And what was the first thing she did was the psyop of kissing, I kissed a girl. Yep. And this looks like another, like she's just the psyop chick. I don't know. That's what she does.
Yep. I don't know, man. She could just be your average run of the mill
glam fan.
Worshiper.
I'm gonna bring ass to space. Right.
And back to Dick Rocket Turtle Feather.
Are the chances that I'm going to space on a rocket in a capsule with my symbol, the feather, called Tortoise?
I mean, you can close your eyes and say it
And
like
my
you're
mom called me
amazed, but
Tortoise. I will screenshot my mom's
I'm not buying
messages when she calls me Tortoise.
Oh, there they are.
There are no...
It said mom, and then it said tortoise, and then it said mom, and then it said feather. So that proves it right there.
coincidences, and I'm just...
I don't know. That's... That's probably enough on this. I feel like we've really driven this dick rocket into the ground, but
We did it.
they I keep hearing about these different space missions and things that Elon's going to accomplish and Jeff Bezos is going to accomplish and NASA's going to accomplish. Like, we've got supposedly private space exploration going on now, going on even in a commercial sort of way. This is just a setup for like commercial tourism into space. And in all of it, I keep waiting to be like, okay, at some point they're going to prove that this is legit, right? And I've just been wrong this whole time. I'm open to it. Like, if you can be like, hey, okay, here's the shot that obviously proves it, I'd be like, okay, all right, let's talk. And then they give us this. And it's like, what do you want? What do you want me to think? Like, I already didn't believe that the moon landing was real. I already don't believe most of this space stuff is real. And you're like, all right, we're going to prove it by launching Gayle King and Katy Perry on a vanity tour for 35 seconds so they can take selfies and come back and cry about how they are astronauts. Yay. Like, what do you want my takeaway to be from this, if not that? Are they just trying to make me a misogynistic space hater, Dave? Or do you think Jeff Bezos got the payoff that he was looking for in putting Elon Musk to shame with his space ladies? What are your final thoughts on the space ladies? And then let's go talk about libertarian shit behind a paywall.
Yeah, I think they're trying to shut down the truth about flat Earth, bro. That's what I think. So they.
Come on, man. Nazi fags.
They fucking wouldn't go anywhere near the top of the firmament. Those bitches were fucking in a studio somewhere doing that shit, testing the noise. Testing what noise, bitch? Noise is a byproduct of stuff.
Also, what noise is being made in space that we need to test for? I thought there wasn't sound in space, or you couldn't hear any. I don't know. I thought the vacuum of space was supposed to suck out all the noise. And also, why don't they have space suits? How is nobody talking about they don't need helmets? They don't need all the things that you're. Is it just because they're not going far enough? I feel like some sort of security measure should have been taken here to get them oxygen tanks, helmets, something. But they're just floating around like it's a party.
No, they were just poor fashion choices of a bygone era, dude. You don't need that stuff.
That's right.
You can have big windows. You can have a door that just opens up like it's a fucking screen door.
Mm-hmm.
No big deal.
Yep. Oh yeah. Also, the pressurization of that cabin
like
seemed really easy for the women to overcome. Like, I assumed that the cabin was pressurized, which would make it real hard to open that door, and you might need a big space wrench to get it open. But they just popped it open like it was nothing. Dangerous, ladies. Be more responsible. I mean, at least the men took precautions for their safety. If I'm giving you full benefit of the doubt, you're stupid. So be smarter. And Jeff, chill, bro. Just chill. You've done enough. You've done enough. It's okay. You can stop trying to impress the ladies. Yeah. Good job, ladies. It's one small step for TikTok and one giant leap for Instagram, and that's about it. All right. Well, any final thoughts? And where can people find you, Dave?
Yeah, we need to just quit pretending that, one, space travel is real. It's just silly. Elon Musk isn't going to tell us the truth about that because he's got that top secret clearance that Jeff Bezos wants so badly. But I am fascinated with this, and I think they're trying to tell us a story, and I'm not quite sure exactly, but maybe that upside down thing might tell us a little bit. Who knows? I don't trust those bitches. And yeah, you can find me at Dave vs. Goliath 1 on Twitter and at dissidentmedia.com.
Yeah. And you can find me at TSIDpod on Twitter. TheSystemIsDown.tv is the website. DissidentMedia.com is the other website. GoulashFilms.com is the other website. And also, I still need to finish this sandwich that my good wife made for me for lunch, as women should. Stay on the ground and focus on what you're good at. Dance on stage, shake your ass, sing the songs, whatever. Sell your soul if you want to, or live a happy life. Go make your man a sandwich and get your head out of the clouds, ladies. They're not real anyway. Thank you all for being here. Thank you for hanging out on this Friday morning. And whenever you're listening to this, happy Easter weekend to you. Go have fun and celebrate with your families and be good people and all that stuff. Until next time, either come join us in the Downers Club or just fuck off and question everything, stay uncomfortable, be bad, have fun, and we will talk to you on video. Goodbye.
Thanks for watching. Smash all the like and subscribe buttons because that's what we say at the end of videos. Good night, everybody.
This concludes our broadcast day.
This has been a Dissident Media production. DissidentMedia.net.